go. Yo, Chris. Yo, Chris. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Well, dude, this is pretty sick here, man. It's just great stuff, man. I love this stuff. Oh yeah, so I just sent you. I'm doing a live broadcast to YouTube right now. Mm. I'm using the cameras, and I'm using the sling thing, and I'm using the sound mixer. But there's something annoying. Yeah, so like I text you the link, so if you pulled it up, if you click that link on your text, you'd see me in the studio right now. So look, well, we can do some cool things. So if we want to do Zoom, oh yeah, see me with my feet up. Uh-oh, you caught me, busted. Oh, well, that's a good point because I'm actually talking to you on the phone. So, but that is a good point. That is dealing with YouTube's latency there because they're doing all the crazy encoding. Um, yeah, I've got one of the lights. I got one of the lights on. These couple of these lights are cookers. There's a few gamer ones that actually have the ability to kind of create a little more atmosphere with them. But so for our Zoom conference, we can use this sling setup, no problem. So right now, if you see me pointing, you're hearing me through this microphone I'm pointing to. Um, yeah, well, it might be picking me up in my speaker or whatever. But okay, so for Zoom, oh yeah, careful. And you're a great driver. Just joking. Yeah. Um, yeah. So how about when you get a place to stationary? There is one device we could use. We could get the Elgato HD capture because and this is something you don't have to watch. You could actually just listen. Our Sling video thing, it has an HDMI out that's wired down to the floor kind of nicely. So if we had a floating PC here or a floating um, video, if we had like another computer, like I do suggest that one computer here stay stationary, but if we wanted a nice big, yeah, that's doing a job of streaming this video. So, well, I take that back. It's probably doing it through the device, so it might be a little bit dumb. But the question, it was 6 years ago. There's no way it's a high-powered PC. Okay, well, I can have. Was that at the estate? Is that at the house? Okay, so yeah, we can do that. So the point is, we need to, if we get the Elgato capture, all of our like, we never have to fuck with the stuff that's on the desk. It's always stationary. It's always this. That's the controller, right? You know, that's doing all the work. And then basically, if we had this like floating in and out thing so that we could see somebody like Ryan or whomever else we want a video conference with, then yeah, that's no problem. And all we do is we get the Elgato HD capture that goes into the back of any device, computer, good fancy, whatever, and basically the Zoom conference software or whatever conference software we're using would always see that as an input. So, I mean, we could mix 5 cameras, everybody could have a camera on their face. I mean, you could do all sorts of stuff, but the point is, when it gets to Zoom, it's one. And, yeah, so if we get that, we don't have to move anything. We can have something that rolls in front of us. So, like, we could be sitting here at this desk and having those conference calls, no problem. Or one of us, or 2 of us, or all of us, whatever. And the well, that's an all-in-one. So yeah, that's something we can reuse as well. I mean, it is providing a different function. You know, I recommend if we got an extra machine that's of decent caliber, then we can get one of those little floater things that can roll in and roll out when we have these meetings, and that's what makes it really nice, right? So yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is, well, we don't even, I mean, we can reuse the computer that you're saying is at the house. All we need to do is grab the capture card and the floating little desk that we want to put in front of us so we can see Ryan, you know? I mean, the alternative is to, the alternative would be to have an output as a monitor, so like have a big TV in here as well, which we can do. And then basically the desktop in the controller, the fancy wood desk here that has everything, it could just do everything, and then we just have a stream into the TV. So that's another option as well. Yeah, well, the mixer's pretty cool. Maybe perhaps for see the thing that's amazing, right, is the disruptor here on the desk is the blue mic. So the blue mic's interesting, and this cable on the bottom's kind of bent. But the blue mic's interesting because it has omnidirectional. You can change it. So if we're having a conference, you're on the right here. Govindi's on my left. I'm right here in the center. Well, we can configure this mic to pick up all 3, omnidirectional, so it'll pick up 360 degrees across the mic of us talking. So that satisfies the need of, having 3 microphones on our desk and not a clean look. And like, yeah, so yeah. So I mean, we can, if we get the floater desk, we can pretty much put anything on it, and if we want to give that old Windows machine a go, that's fine too. I mean, who cares? It does. We use an iPad. Well, I think. Well, we might even have a TV here. Man, this room's killer, dude. This is really neat stuff. I mean, we got to clean up the cables a bit. I cleaned up the cables a bit, and we could run a few more things across the floor with those those little weird snail lines that kind of. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, that's what the software on the controller PC does. And if like right now I've got it configured for broadcast only, so it's not recording at all, right? But it's going up to my my YouTube live channel, so YouTube's going to back that, basically when I stop broadcasting, it makes it a permanent video, just like our app does in our code. Now now so to get back to what you're saying here is, yeah, so in the Sling software, so there's a lot of different things we can use. We can use the Sling software. We can use open source called OBS, etc. So, okay, well, yeah, a podcast, well, the short answer is no. We can use OBS to basically podcast it. So that's really easy to do, audio only. That's not a problem. And basically, OBS is open source. Well, Sling is writing to that SD card that's in there, which I kind of don't understand what they're trying to accomplish there, but yeah, I don't know what they do, but they actually write it to the card, and then yeah, I don't know why you would want to do that. I mean, but I'll have to pop that card out and see what it is. For all I know, it's like a terabyte or something. Yeah, also I dropped into I pulled Dropbox off this computer, man. It has a lot of your personal shit in there, dude. I got rid of that because who knows? I don't want anyone looking at that stuff. So I removed Dropbox from that computer. And there could be other stuff on there that might be sensitive, but the Dropbox stuff, like just the things that popped up in the list, looked a little sensitive to me, so I ditched that. The what else? Oh, okay. So no problem. We can do it. The thing about your phone, though, I don't really understand the phone concept. So the what a lot of people do, they actually always do like an audio video podcast, and then they just cut the audio. They just strip out the audio into a separate thing. So well, we can do that with OBS. So OBS is really good free software that lets you that all the gamers use and things like that. So, I mean, um, well, that's a good question. I think that it's really specific for vlogs and podcasts more so. I mean, GarageBand, you can do that, but yeah, it is. And I mean, again, we have you have the mixer that has all these different tracks or whatever. We'd have to see how that all winds up working with OBS. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have three people on a podcast. The parallel concept of to your phone, I don't understand. Right, but well, we can make sure. Yeah, well, I'm not sure. Well, then the requirement is, maybe off the mixer we get something that's encoding straight to some other device as a backup or something. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting requirement. I'm not sure what people do to ensure backup. Like they're scared that it's not going to get written to the device or whatever. That's actually. Yeah, well, yeah. Then the way they do that is, while you're working, you always have there's some sort of monitor that's letting you know what's happening. Kind of, That's why musicians put their speakers back at them because they want to know. Oh shit. Yeah, so maybe the controller or software gets turned around, and I mean, just having the mixer. I mean, the mixer. Yeah, like I can see right now, the mixer's got its Christmas lights going because I'm talking away. So it'll be interesting to see me watch this back, but it's pretty clear. It's nice. It's nice in here, dude. I mean, for our Zoom stuff's covered. We'll get the Elgato, and we can use whatever. Don't we have one more of these iMacs running around somewhere? I mean, I know you got the one in your. I thought we had 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, that's the one. All right, cool. I mean, gee whiz, I mean, we can even use a freaking laptop on the desk while we're talking to somebody too. So, yeah, I mean, it's just like what would you want to, if we're sitting here around the table, what would we want to see Ryan on? That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, I mean, we could use the Surface, but remember the it needs to be semi decent spec because that Elgato card will go into the Zoom. The hoster of the Zoom conference gets it. So, if we want to just basically see somebody, then any computer we have should be good. But we do need the Elgato card. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll be our mixer again, man. Our mixer will have another input. Basically, whatever. Yeah. It's literally like there's. Can you believe it? There's literally a phone, and oh yeah, look, there's some phone cables right there. Um, and yeah, that phone input would go into one of our mixer channels. Yeah, cause I mean, like I'm just trying to think how we position it, and okay, I know. Yeah, no problem. I'll keep thinking a little though. All right. Yeah, right on. All right, mate. Okay. All right, cheers. Yeah, cool, mate. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Well, these little cameras are great. These little XD cameras are pretty awesome. There's a bunch of shit we need to go around. Yeah, I was looking for the other cameras. Was looking for the other camera's power supply. Actually, I gotta keep looking for that. Oh. All right, dude. Yeah, no worries.